So the Reds won.
Yeah, they did. halfway to the final.
Yeah, halfway. This is our time. This is our lunchtime roundup, getting closer and closer to lunchtime. Is this the first one you've done?
No, I'm a pro at these.
I do apologise.
I've done this with you before.
Oh, you're an old hat. Yeah, I mean, yeah, as you say, it's half time in the tie, but they played pretty well. A few more injuries though.
Yeah, hamstrings again.
Yeah.
There seems to be a curse of knees and hamstrings this year. We're nearly making a history round out of it.
I mean, is it a curse or is it something that they have to be looking at and why it's happening? Because I noticed Alan Lallana came out and said, you can't blame the manager for it. There's a few people saying, Graeme Souness was on the telly after the game saying it's probably to do with how he expects the team to play. There's other people saying maybe it's how the changes in training. Is it something that can be avoided, or is it just one of those things where the space of injuries happen?
I don't know. I mean, at this point in the season, it goes back to pre-season really, don't it? I mean, hamstrings are trending.
Yeah.
I think we should get it. Goes back to the pre-season. There's been a comments about, I mean, Jurgen alluded to himself about you spend pre-season loading your body with energy and fitness to go for the season ahead.
Yeah.
And you would imagine the way different teams play, the condition might be different depending on how you want to set up for the season. And unfortunately, obviously, Brendan Rodgers, not unfortunately, but Jurgen Klopp didn't have the pre-season with Liverpool. Maybe there's an element to that. I've seen a couple of suggestions. It's weird. Injuries seem to... I mentioned the trending thing. They seem to come and go. Like loads of players seem to have them, like metatarsals a couple of years ago. Everyone seems to be getting hamstrings. I mean, there was a mad shout for our Twitter account, and I forget who it was, so I apologise about someone claiming it was the boots. He said if you look at across the big teams... Across the big teams, they're having loads of hamstring injuries, and it might be something to do with the boot. But we're certainly feeling it. I did think it was quite. There was an irony in Souness mentioning it though, because I remembered when him and Phil Borsman were in charge. And I like Souness, so I'm not having a dig for the sake of it. The amount of training ground injuries we had when they were in charge, and I know they always seem to follow a theme. And this followed Souness wherever he went. It wasn't just at Liverpool, it was at Rangers when he went to Blackburn. So for him to offer advice on injuries...
well, maybe that makes him an expert though. Maybe he knows where he went wrong and he's pointing out...
he never got better at it.
Well, I don't know. I think when Souness was the manager, I was at the kind of age where I thought no one could do anything wrong and all our players are brilliant and the manager was brilliant and couldn't understand why we were top of the league. Do you remember those days?
I still feel like that now.
Yeah. So, I mean, we are short and we're particularly short of centre-half. It seems, I don't know if we've got any fit centre-half. Stefan Arloff went off injured. I haven't heard anything more on the Sacco thing. I don't know if you have in terms of length of time out or whatever. And Colo looked like he was struggling towards the bit at the end.
You said it was cramped. They came out after the game.
Yeah, so you're hoping we might be able to do something with Colo Toure. But apart from that, we're looking pretty light. I noticed the manager said after the game, he was asked about January and said, we might have to go out and get a centre-half because... there isn't...
Well, we're not might unless we can sort something out. We will have to. I mean, Colo's come back from a broken leg in a week before, so... you would imagine he'd be all right. Sacco, I know it's gone quiet, which is a bit worrying.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do something, because obviously Joe Gomez would be the natural answer to this and it'd be a great opportunity. But then if you go out, are you then overloaded with centre-halves when everyone's fit? How to do it? I mean, is there any... it's not like we've got a player out on loan at Aston Villa who could potentially come back.
Well, he is one. There was a bit of talk around New Year's Eve, New Year's Day that he was getting sent back by Aston Villa. Then it went a bit quiet. I've noticed this is hot off the press pretty much right now. Paul Joyce, who obviously knows what he's talking about, he's one who is worth paying attention to, who writes for the Express, has said, and it's very hot off the press, that Aston Villa are in talks with Liverpool about him coming back because obviously he's not getting his game with Villa. Remy Gard's kind of insinuated that there's no chance of him really playing there, so there's no point in the loan deal. So you think,
but why are they talking to us? Are they after money? After us giving them £32 million for Christian Benteke, they're after more money to send them back.
And no, I don't think they're after money. I think there's just a bit of a negotiation on whether we want him back because obviously they're paying his wages. I think they'd give us £1 million for the loan deal. So I think there's a bit of talk of what happens. It's not just a case of we send he's yours to deal with now. I presume there has to be a bit of a negotiation on that, on the whether it's the fee or whether the wages or what. I think there is a bit of chat.
You're the king of the under 21s. Anyone who can come in from there? You think anyone you'd stick in there comfortably?
It's really hard to say because it's such a different standard of football and such a different style of football. I've got no idea how Exeter play, and so the centre halves, our centre halves and under 21 and the 18 level look pretty good to me. But whether you would someone like Cleary or someone like Whelan, whether you'd kind of put them in against. As I say, I have no idea how Exeter play because the games have been so thick and fast. I haven't had any time to even think about it and look into them. But if they've got, say, a real big physical forward, and we saw that when we played Oldham, when we went to Oldham and we played Seb Quatis there, and he just kind of couldn't cope with it. And he's an international footballer, so someone who's from under 21 football, who's used to playing a certain type of players and certain type of physique, throwing them in, it's a big ask. You'd maybe rather have someone like with Sean there, who's at least got the kind of physical presence.
Wouldn't it be a massive shame to move Sean back after he's finally seemed to be getting a foothold in that?
And also, we haven't got that many midfielders.
Well, yeah. No,
So
I just think Chan suffered. I was thinking this on the way. I think Chan suffered last year when he was getting moved about a bit and didn't really. And every time he seemed to settle, he'd get moved again. He seemed to put it back.
Yeah. It's not ideal, and Lucas did pretty well there, but that's not ideal either. So hopefully we'll have at least one centre half. Tiago Illori might be coming back, and I think they'll try and get something done on loan, because as you say, you don't necessarily want to buy someone unless there's a real top talent out there who's going to improve you long term. You don't necessarily want to just buy someone and get another body in, and then suddenly find in the summer you've got more centre halves that you know what to do with, and you still want to get another one in. All right, we'll leave it there. We've got
one question.
Okay.
And at the match last night, Joe Allen or Lucas?
Was Joe Allen, easily. Absolute mile. But Lucas played well as well. Did well as centre half. 1 billion. No one's done a vine of that tackle yet. I want that. Okay, we'll leave it there. Nice one. Thanks very much. Show's coming out today as normal. Don't forget the Free City Talk show is on Thursdays now. That's at 6:30 on Thursdays. But loads more coming out towards the end of the week. And Neil's on holiday. He's just come in. He's going to Prague tomorrow. So I'm doing AFQ. Cheers.